There are no secrets in conference play. They know you, you know them, and there's always a little trickle of bad blood here and there, particularly when both teams are ranked, as these two are in this one. Welcome to Center Park Stadium in Atlanta, home to the Georgia State Panthers. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Old Dominion Monarchs, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Georgia State Panthers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Monarchs will kick it away to start. Fielded in the end zone, it's Walker. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. Now they'll try the right side. Oh, he's got some space. Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 for the first down.
The interesting thing about these RPOs is it takes a lot of communication. You know, the quarterback sticks it in the belly of the running back, and the running back doesn't know if he's going to take it or not. And you could tell, took the football, got north-south, got upfield, got a great positive gain and a positive play for this offense.
They're going to ride this running back. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
The Panthers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Brown wants to pass. He's going for the big play. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance.
Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Bringing it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
You know, you would have thought that after having 3 interceptions in their last game, the quarterback would absolutely never throw this guy's way. But here we are. We're in the first drive, and they're trying to be aggressive, and they're attacking one of their best players defensively, and he makes them pay. 4 picks in 2 games. We got to be talking about this guy for the Heisman, right?
Pulls and fires complete. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And off to Jones. Steamrolls his way ahead. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it's going to be hard to stop.
The sweet feet buy a little time. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Old Dominion. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Guys, the Georgia State offense returns to the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Got room on the return. Not only made the pick, but he also made up some ground and took it back to the 38.
And that's his second big play for this defense. Man, he does such a great job locking into the quarterback, breaking on the football. 2 interceptions already in the first quarter.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Let's talk for just a minute about Old Dominion. Top 5 up to this point is really good. It's staying there as we get closer to the playoff. That becomes a huge challenge.
They just need to focus on winning right now. They're in position as a top 5 team to reach the college football playoff, but you've got to keep winning, and that's got to be the mindset. And coming into today, they have to bring their A game to the field.
And we're still in the middle of the season, so there's so many ways to still make a good impression for this squad, and we still have conference championships for some. We have great matchups that will decide, just like we've seen in past years, right? Comes down the stretch, who's playing the best.
Can't get him to the ground. They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25. The Monarchs headed quickly to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Looking to buy time. Turning it on. He's forced out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4, and they save the touchdown, at least for now.
And it's just a pick-your-poison thing for this defense. They decide to play man-to-man, really good coverage in the back end, taking away the pass, but then what happened? The quarterback sees it. Not only does he see it, everybody trailing their guys, so much space for him. He takes off and makes the huge run for this offense.
They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
Rain, sleet, snow, sun shining. I don't care. I get interceptions. Give me that rock.
Georgia State takes over, ready to send out the offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Brown will throw it. He's going to let one fly down the middle. He's got it inside the 25. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Georgia State.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
He gets a block. He's on the loose. There he goes. Open it up. He will score. Touchdown, ODU. That dude ought to have a lethal sticker on his helmet. Anytime he touches it, it can be a score. He touched it, and it was.
No doubt. Unbelievable speed. And if you're back deep for a kickoff, obviously you got those wheels. But to be able to get through, and guess what? No flags. You know it's going to count. Great job by the special teams being special.
Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The give to the tailback. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Brown wants to pass. And he throws another interception, his 3rd one of the night. Takes it the other way. Finally brought down. What a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. ODU ready to send the offense back onto the field. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone. And he's in for the touchdown, but hang on just a second. There is a flag on the field. So that touchdown nullified by the penalty in the red zone. Lets it fly deep downfield. Throw into the end zone. It's picked off. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And you could tell that play went nowhere from the start.
It was definitely a great play by that defender.
Oh, yeah, he got in the backfield so quick, the running back had absolutely no chance.
He might want another play. Back to pass. He's got an open man. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all day.
Brown will throw it. Oh, they're after him. Final play of the quarter, and the ball falls incomplete. Guys, Old Dominion has the lead here as we've reached the end of the quarter. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Flips it out to the back. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
Lining up to convert 3rd down. Wants to throw again. That's caught. It's Murray. Really nice job there to pick up the 1st down and get it to their own 41.
That's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
This Georgia State offense ready to go with another first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Got it in stride at the 15. Touchdown, Panther. And once he got away from the knee, they had no shot at catching it.
A lot of times you see those receivers, as soon as they get by the DBs, you know, that hand goes straight up in the air. I got him. I got to step on him. He got to step on him. And the ball was thrown perfectly out in front. You can see he runs underneath him, gets it, and gets the long touchdown on the go route.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Old Dominion has the ball back. The Monarchs will send the offense onto the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Second down, they'll go to the air. They're working that left side. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30. And the Monarchs in the hurry up.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Looking downfield on first down. He's going to fire deep. Pulls it in down the sideline. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as he gets him down at the 37.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Runs through a tackle. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
Man, that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine. But then it's scramble plays and then it's passing plays. He's always a runner, just exhausting. And this offense is clicking, everything's moving, and the guy carrying the football, I mean, he is carrying the rock. Like, this is a guy he's setting this tone for this game, creating some balance on this offense. This offense is going to be a handful.
Yeah, David, I'd love to sit here and say, well, the offensive coordinator is just one step ahead of his counterpart across the field. That's not it. Right now, his offensive line is establishing the line of scrimmage, and you mentioned the back. He right now is running with authority on this drive.
The gift to the back. Finds some fresh air. Oh, it's a fumble. Recovers the fumble, and he's on the move. He's dragged down to the ground, but what a play there. Scoops up the loose football and moves the chains. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. The Monarchs trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
And it's not a surprise who they gave the football to. When you get down in this area, they're going to call his name. The physical back, they're going to give him the football.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Monarchs! Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skilled players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, the Georgia State offense returns to the field. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Using his legs, it's Murray. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Might be calling a hot route. Brown wants to pass. Throwing right. Just about had another one picked off. They've already thrown 3 in this game. They're lucky it wasn't 4 there.
Man, he almost throws another one. And I tell you what, it's just been one of those days. Sometimes it's not your day, and just turning the ball over like they're a nonprofit, man, just giving it away. This offense has been reckless. It's been careless. They've got to do a better job of being smart with the football.
This is where you make the money on the drives. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. And he can't grab the bullet pass on 3rd down.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They'll give it to the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And there was no space, nowhere to go. That play went absolutely nowhere.
Sometimes you just need a dude to show up and make a play, and he did.
Sometimes you just need to block that dude, and they didn't.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Got quite a ways to go to keep this drive going. It's 3rd down from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man downfield. And that's where they'll mark him, but a very productive play, and they'll move the chains.
Defenses throughout the week study every 3rd down situation. You got to be ready for what they do, how they do it, and then be able to adjust. Great job by the offense so far having success.
Caught in the backfield, it's Jones. Breaks into the open. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a 1st down. And the Monarchs want to move quickly. Looking to throw on 1st down. Snagged in the middle, it's Jones. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Just keeps slinging it. Quarterback now breaking the field. Catch in the middle, it's Jones. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. The Monarchs have it with a 1st and 10. DB's right up on the receivers. The give on the option. Shakes off the defender. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. Looking to throw on third. Finds his big tight end. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. He'll boot one from the right hash. He ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance. And he missed it. No good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys.
And that's just the chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Brown will throw it. Rushes on him. And he makes the grab, but he's out of bounds. Pass.
Not seeing a lot of chemistry between the QB and his intended target on that play.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Might be changing the route. Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
Georgia State will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Waning seconds of the first half, let's see just how aggressive they'll be. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Looking down the middle. A strike downfield. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. And that is no good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss. That's going to wrap up the first half here. And now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Ready to start things here in the second half. Georgia State about to kick it away. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. ODU ready to send the offense back onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line.
Wide open spaces. He's at the 40. The 20. He's at the touchdown. Oh, Dominion. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming in this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Georgia State takes over, ready to send out the offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
Right down the middle. And he bats it away. It falls incomplete.
Well, in that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. And he's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
You know, the defense, they just haven't been able to find an answer for this guy throughout the course of the game. Obviously, he's got 2 touchdowns, picks up the first down there. They've tried doubling him. They've tried man coverage, zone coverage. Nothing working on defense. They can't stop him.
Brown wants to pass. The short hand. It's Hawkins. And he'll get behind those pads and deliver the blow and get it down to the 44.
And I tell you what, when you run those little fellas on the slants, they got to win at the line of scrimmage right now. They got to make sure those DBs don't get their hands on them so they can create a little bit of space because they're not as big of a target. Nice job winning right on the line of scrimmage to make the catch.
Quarterback making checks. They just keep firing. He fires one deep over the middle. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
They'll try to bully their way for the first. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
With a double-digit deficit here in the 2nd half, they're going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes a grab past the marker. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. No hesitation, no trying to baby the ball in there. He just fired it complete.
4th down, no problem. I'm just going to rip this to my wide receiver. He believed in himself. He knew he could get it, and they get the 4th down.
He's got it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Panthers. He has been surgical. Precision passes. Using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
The defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
Bringing it back. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Old Dominion has the ball back. The Monarchs will send the offense onto the field. They just saw their lead cut in half, and now they'll try to answer. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create second and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
And the Monarchs have their whole playbook open here on second and inches. DB's locked up tight on the receiver. Now they'll run the draw. Crosses to 40. Still on his feet at the 45. He's loose down the middle. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, ODU.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience. And with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stud.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Guys, the Georgia State offense returns to the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Tyler, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Got it in the middle, it's Smith. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure it to first down.
First job for the QB a lot of times. Look at those safeties. Is it man or is it zone? Nice job. You could tell right away. He saw it was zone, understood where to go with the football, and that's why this offense had a positive gain right away.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Hawkins. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Every single week, defenses know who's going to get the ball thrown to them, but they can't stop him. With that last catch, he now has over 1,000 yards receiving on the air.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Just flip something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward. Let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job. Nice execution. First down.
Give to the running back. Not enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
Man, those are frustrating because you know you're supposed to catch that. You're supposed to secure it. It's going to happen, but it's just frustrating for those receivers. Just tap the chest. My bad, dog.
From the gun, the ground game. They'll give him 4 on that one. It's 3rd and 6. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Making side adjustments here. Brown will throw it. He's got him. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
And the pass goes incomplete, but the flag is down, and this one might be on the offense. They've put themselves in a hole to start. It's 1st and 20. Looking to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Murray. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get...
Touchdown, Georgia State! They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone.
Have a day, young fella. I foresee some social media posts in his future. Not one, not two, but 3 receiving touchdowns on the day. What a ball game.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. We've come to the end of the period. Old Dominion has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Slips through the line. They bring him down, but not before a really good return sets up this offense in solid field position. ODU ready to send the offense back onto the field. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt. Find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. Make sure you execute. Build this lead a little bit bigger. Put this thing away in the 4th quarter.
Looking to fire. Forced out of the pocket. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
Throws to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's caught.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
He wants to throw it again. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Jones. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get into the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Butler. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call. A costly penalty wipes out that 3rd down conversion, and now they'll back up and try it again. A 3rd down try for the offense. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. With the catch, it's Jackson. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Offense breaks the huddle. It's 3rd down. These corners going to give these receivers some space. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Unloads to the right. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Georgia State. And they turn it into a defensive score. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Old Dominion has the ball back. The Monarchs will send the offense onto the field. This will test them. You just gave up the game-tying interception, and now it's on you to try to get the lead back. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down.
A pickup of 8. And that's good enough for a first down.
So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Brings up second down.
So now it's second and long. A run to the right. Creates a little space. Oh, look out on the right. At the 20. Touchdown, Monarchs. They've got the lead here in the fourth. A long run from the running back, not exactly setting any land speed records, but he got the job done.
It was a long run that took a long time because he's not the fastest guy in the world. But it doesn't matter, right? Get that nose for the end zone, get in the goal line. That's all that matters. That's all we're keeping score. That 6 counts for just as much as all those fast guys that get there in a hurry.
Georgia State takes over, ready to send out the offense. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew it.
There he goes. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good game.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you could turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And the Panthers in a good spot here with second and short. Quarterback making adjustments. Brown wants to pass. Finds his back in the middle. It's a fumble. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. They drag him down pretty quickly, but the defense forced a big turnover.
And when you're on defense and it's wet and it's rainy, you know exactly what time it is. That ball gets a little heavier. It gets a little slicker. You're trying to get to that thing. You know you get your hand on it. There's a good chance it's coming out. Nice job by the defense forcing it with the assist from the weather.
And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
I think if you're offense here, the game boils down to this one play on 3rd down with the lead late. If you get the first down, that's ball game. There's not enough time left for the defense to get it back and go march down the field. So let's dial up our best play offensively. Let's make sure our best players are touching the football here.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He caught it, and he wanted the score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Trying to pound their way in. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. They can move that thing 1 yard here. That'll probably wrap this baby up. They'll go to work in the air on second down. They will score! Touchdown, Old Dominion! They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
He'll bring it out. It's Holloway. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Brown will throw it. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with an L.
Throws to the tight end. Finds a man on the right. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42, and now this offense is clicking.
This offense has a ton of work left ahead of him here in this 2-minute situation late in the game, but the drive off to a good start. You get the first down, you get out of bounds, you're working the perimeter of the field. That is exactly what you want to do.
The short hands, it's McGee. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
This guy is lightning fast. Did you see him come out of the break on the slant? QB got it to him early. What a weapon.
Going for it all. He makes a grab. Give him 6 and give them a chance with the late touchdown. Still alive in this one.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. Just over 50 seconds to go. They're trying to pull off a comeback, and they'll need to get this onside kick to do it.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
ODU ready to send the offense back onto the field. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I think you say productive. He's productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting first down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage. You're probably getting blitzed. It's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation of the game.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation.
And there's nothing better than victory formation on another person's field when it's really quiet. They've been loud, screaming all game, and now you know and they know this one's over, and there's nothing they can do about it.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. The corners are walked up tight. Trying to get it to the marker. And that is how we will wrap this one up. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads. Hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth